How to be mentally untouchable, the power of strategic silence. 1592. Ganryu Island. Sasaki Kojiro stands on the sand, trembling with rage. He has the perfect sword, the perfect technique, and a flawless reputation to protect. When his opponent, Miyamoto Musashi, finally arrives, late, disheveled, and carrying nothing but a wooden oar, Kojiro snaps. He draws his blade and hurls the scabbard into the sea in a fit of peak aggression. Musashi doesn't flinch. He simply smiles. Kojiro, you have already lost. Only a man who knows he is going to die has no need for his scabbard. The duel was over before a single blow was struck. Kojiro was fused with his ego and his anger. Musashi was the detached observer of the battlefield. One man was a slave to his environment, the other owned it. This is the difference between a man who reacts and a man who leads. Most men spend their lives flinching. They over-explain themselves, they leak power to critics, and they let the world dictate their internal temperature. They are loud, but they are fragile. The sovereign man operates on a different frequency. He understands that the most lethal weapon in any room is absolute detachment. It is the ability to stand in the center of the storm and remain completely mathematically unbothered. The anatomy of the problem, the social predator and the internal flinch. Most men live in a state of constant psychological fusion. You are fused with your job title, your bank account, and, most dangerously, other people's opinions of you. When a colleague whispers behind your back or a stranger judges you, you feel a physical flinch. This flinch is an evolutionary relic. In the Pleistocene era, social rejection meant death by starvation or predators. Today, that same biological alarm goes off because someone didn't like your post or questioned your authority. You are running 50,000-year-old software on 21st century hardware. The result? You become a reactive machine. You spend your life energy trying to manage the optics of your life rather than the substance of it. You seek fake toughness, the loud voice, the aggressive posture, to hide the fact that you are terrified of being found out. Pillar 1. The Architecture of Cognitive Defusion. The greatest breakthrough in modern psychological warfare is the realization that your mind is a word machine, not an oracle of truth. It produces thoughts like your liver produces bile. To achieve sovereignty, you must execute the chessboard protocol. Imagine your thoughts and feelings are the pieces on a chessboard. The black pieces are your fears. The white pieces are your ambitions. Most men spend their lives trying to help the white pieces knock the black pieces off the board. The sovereign man realizes he is not the pieces, he is the board. The law of disidentification. The moment you label a thought as just a thought, it loses 90% of its power to dictate your heart rate. Tactical execution, the third person pivot, instead of saying I am overwhelmed, say I notice that your name is experiencing a feeling of overwhelm. This creates a tactical gap between your identity and your biology. The garbage filter. When a negative thought appears, ask, is this useful? Not, is it true? But is it useful? If a thought doesn't help you execute your mission, it is noise. Treat it like a spam email. Pillar 2. The strategic void, the power of silence. There is a reason why the most powerful figures in history, from Augustus Caesar to the modern silent titans of industry, speak the least. Silence is a form of information asymmetry. When you speak, you give away your position. You reveal your insecurities, your needs, and your limits. When you remain silent, you force the other person to fill the void. In their scramble to fill the silence, they will reveal their own hands. Iconic example. Consider the wolf of the steppes. A wolf does not bark to prove its dominance to the sheep. It simply watches. The sheep's frantic movement is a reaction to the wolf's stillness. In any negotiation, the person who can sit in silence the longest holds the leverage. The 3 rules of the strategic void. Never explain yourself. Explaining is a form of submission. It implies the other person has the right to judge your actions. The 3-second delay. Before responding to any provocation, count to 3. This kills the reactive flinch and signals that you are in control of your nervous system. Listen for the subtext. High-value men don't listen to words. They listen to the why behind the words. Silence gives you the bandwidth to hear what isn't being said. Pillar 3. Evidence-based toughness versus the macho delusion. We are told that toughness is about gritting your teeth and powering through. This is a lie. True toughness is cognitive flexibility. There is a massive difference between a man who screams at his employees to show he's the boss and the man who can maintain a resting heart rate while his company's stock is crashing. The former is a child in a suit. The latter is a sovereign. The protocol for real toughness. The evidence stack. You cannot lie to your subconscious. If you want to be confident, you must provide your brain with an undeniable stack of proof of work. This means waking up when you said you would, hitting the weights when you didn't want to, and executing the difficult phone call. The safe environment of excellence. Great leaders don't rule through fear. They create psychological safety. Why? Because a man who is afraid of making a mistake cannot innovate. He is too busy playing defense. To lead at a tier 1 level, you must be the calm in the storm for those under your command. Pillar 4. The logic of personal detachment. When someone attacks you, it is rarely about you. It is a projection of their internal chaos. If a man is drowning, he will try to pull his rescuer down with him. If you are criticized, you must perform a diagnostic scan. The projection scan. Is this person's anger a reflection of their own failure? Most often, yes. If so, their criticism is a confession of their own inadequacy. The raw nerve test. Does this criticism hurt? If it does, you have found a raw nerve, a part of yourself you haven't mastered yet. Use the critic as a free consultant to show you where your armor is thin. The field manual. Your first 24 hours of sovereignty. Eero 600. The silence initiation. Spend the first 30 minutes of your day without input. No phone, no news, no music. Reclaim your headspace before the world tries to rent it. Eero 900. The Not Mine Protocol. During your workday, when you feel a spike of stress or a flinch from a colleague's comment, mentally say, that is their data, not my reality. 1300. The physical evidence. Do something physically difficult that you did not want to do. This is the deposit into your confidence bank account. 1800. The reflection audit. Review your day. Where did you react? Where did you respond? Identify the reactive machine and vow to dismantle it tomorrow. The closing charge. The world is designed to keep you reactive. It wants you fused with your screens, your fears, and the collective noise of the tribe. But you were built for more than just survival. You were built for mastery. The sovereign man is not the one who never feels fear, but the one who has realized that fear is just a sensation, a word produced by a machine he no longer serves. The duel has already begun. Throw away the scabbard. Execute how to be mentally untouchable, the power of strategic silence. And that was how to be mentally untouchable, the power of strategic silence. Don't forget to like and subscribe.